My video for April the 8th, 2020 is video number 3420. The title is Meaningless Threats or Harassment. For years now, I go to the park every day. I'm even a park volunteer. The rules of the park are posted at the entrance to the three-quarter-mile boardwalk that traverses swampy areas in the wildlife refuge. That's where I hug my oak tree every day, and I generally sweep the boardwalk with my makeshift broom, a palm branch. I am an unofficial park volunteer. For some time now, there is a lady who comes most weekdays. She keeps her head down with earphones on. Even though it is posted no running or jogging, she ignores the rules, slowing down when she approaches me and then resumes. Yesterday, I commented as she went past me, "You're fast." Next time around, she started yelling at me, saying she would go to the cops and report me to the county commission for harassing her. She's the one breaking the rules. Speaking of threats, I do hope the threats against the criminal cabal are real. I just received a case filed February the 26th, 2020. Case number has a little mark, 19 CV 2407, capital CAB, capital AHG. It lists some well-known names as defendants, including Google, Facebook, Obama, Pelosi, two Bidens, Bill Gates, and many unlimited defendants. There are 31 charges listed. That's the end of my blurb. Uh, when I actually began typing that blurb, I was really excited. And I hadn't looked in detail at the complaint, but I spent a little bit of time before I'm recording this looking at not every page. There's a whole bunch of pages. I don't remember how many pages. I'm not going to go back and go over there and look. I have it on the other computer. Uh, I mean, there's a whole list of defendants. I'm not even going to go into the details of reading some of the other names that are on the list. I said some of them in the blurb, but some of the well-known individuals that have been involved in crimes against humanity. And that's what the whole thing, it's misuse of artificial intelligence. Number one, it's misuse of artificial intelligence, cybernetics, robotics, biometrics, facial recognition engineering, biotechnology, 5G, 6G, and quantum computing technology, endangering all the world's people. That's just the first of 31 charges. And endangering the human race is the beginning line of the second charge. And I'm not going to go into all the charges either. You can Google it yourself or look it up yourself and see what comes up when you do. I'm not sure. I had somebody send it to me, so I didn't actually do any search of my own. It came to me from one of my friends, as I get lots of things from my friends, including, I mean, some things are so important to people that I get them numerous times. I mean, I think some of the things about some of the arrests and stuff like that are supposedly imminent. I mean, I've gotten them 10 to 20 from 10 to 20 different friends on Facebook. And people send me things also in some of the comments on YouTube that aren't on Facebook, making me aware of some of the same materials that are out there on the web. And there's lots of things on the web that I would hope are true, and of course there's a lot of disinformation there. But one of the things that's named, I do want to say that is CNN is one of the names that's there, Cable News Network, and MSNBC, and Rachel Maddow, James Clapper, New York Times, the Washington Post, Time Magazine. Those are some of the other names on there. I wasn't going to read more, but it's a lot of what we call mainstream media that's on there, and the mainstream criminals that have been running our institutions for a long, long time. And And yes, I hope and pray that some of these things are real. I mean, is the swamp being drained that Donald Trump has talked about? And of course, he has no respect for mainstream media, and neither do I. That's why I mean, when I flipping through channels, I mean, I just flip through all the mainstream channels. The only one that I stop and watch a little bit of is, as I've said before, Fox. And a lot of the stuff on there is I don't buy, and I don't buy a lot of the people that Trump has surrounded himself with, which is why it makes it hard to trust him. But I have people that tell me that they're more enlightened than I am. And ironically, I had a conversation with a friend from the western part of the United States recently, and she said I'm one of the most enlightened people she knows. I laugh at that because I feel like I used to know things or think I knew things, and now I'm not sure. I'm certainly not feeling very enlightened with my situation at this time. I have been hanging on to promises all my life. Most importantly, the promise of establishing the kingdom of heaven on earth, which of course has not happened yet. Is Trump draining the swamp? I don't know. The swamp is deep, and it has a lot of names that we recognize and some that we may not recognize. There are unlimited defendants, and there would be unlimited plaintiffs, as we, the people, should also be involved as plaintiffs, bringing charges against the deep state for all of its crimes against humanity. And that's exactly what they are. They're crimes against humanity by the big players in this scheme of things. And it's ironic that it's a Southern California court where these charges where this case was filed. And that's an area of the country that I would least trust with actually following through on such things. So I suspect that the court where it was filed will throw it out. But I don't know. I admit I don't know. I'd like to see real results of turning things around. And I know I frustrate some of my friends because I'm not a believer like I once was. And it irritates people. And and so many, as I said in the previous video, so many of my friends don't want to hear anything that they label as negative. And they have been actually rude to me and yelling at me face to face for bringing things up that are considered negative. And to me, that's negative behavior. They could say simply, I don't appreciate that, or please don't talk about that. But it's usually a lot more vitriol expressed than what is necessary, including the outburst by this woman who, as I said, I have seen her breaking the park rules. And it's a safety thing. You don't go running around the boardwalk. It's a fairly narrow boardwalk. I don't know, it's maybe 5 feet wide or 6 feet wide at the most, I would think. I'm not sure. But in any case, I was debating last night before I went to bed that maybe I shouldn't go back there anymore and confront this. But this morning when I woke up, I thought, no, I'm still going to continue my routine. It's what I've been doing every day for a long time. Anyway, folks, I've also been making videos every day for a long time, since January 2011. And I do hope that we see some results and some positive change in holding some of these people that have done horrible things against humanity and hold them to account. Thank you for listening, and namaste.